Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Revolutionize Second Serve. I'm Richard Lee. Today I would like to talk about how in the world the pros can generate 150 miles per hour serve. Obviously I won't be able to do that, but how does the pro do that? So today you and I is going to solve that problem. You and I and find out where and how is this 150 mile per hour serve possible. There are so many different moving parts on a service motion that we need to look into, and everything is limited by maximum speed of 26 miles per hour. Why is that? Because the fastest running speed of a human being is obtained and is currently detained by Usain Bolt, the world record holder. The leaping, the jumping, the strides, the swinging of the arms, every motion, every moving parts of the body is limited by this 26 miles per hour. So I put these tennis professionals, they're pretty much close to Usain Bolt. I mean close. So I put them in a range of maybe 18, 19, 20 miles per hour. So every motion, every moving parts of their body is limited by this 20 miles per hour. That's reasonable assumption. So leaping 20 miles per hour, and now the swinging of the arm, because there are two parts, right? From the shoulder to the elbow, and then from the elbow to the forearm here, I give them maybe 30 miles per hour. That's a reasonable assumption. So roughly around 50 miles per hour on the average. So the service motion, everything was combined together, will be hovering around maybe 50 to 60 miles per hour at most. So where does 150 miles per hour come from? Let's look at another analogy. You know, in baseball, the pitcher throw the ball in the throwing. So this throwing of the arm, maybe 40 miles per hour. 40 miles per hour. And then on top of the throwing, there's what's called the flick of the wrist. He can add another 70, 80 miles per hour to his flick of the wrist. At the end there is what most important. So where does this 150 mile per hour serve come from? Well, my friend, the answer is, let's just Google it up. Let's Google up as to how fast this flick of the wrist or the flip of the hands. So in life, there are things that is totally tennis unrelated, but it actually teaches so many things. Like, for example, I got with me a whip. A whip. Actually, I don't know how to crack a whip, but cracking in a whip has the properties that we really interested in as a tennis server. The crack of the whip and the popping of the serve, they have a lot of correlation going on between the two of them. I don't know how to crack the whip yet, but it does have the property that I really want. So what people said is the tailing end of this whip, if you do it correctly and you can crack it, it says that the tailing end of this whip will break the sound barrier, creating that supersonic boom sound at the end. That's where the crack comes from. And you know, the speed of sound is exceeding 700 miles per hour. And that's the part where we really interested in as a tennis player. When we refer to someone having that whipping motion, that's what we're talking about. So that whipping motion and this bullwhip teaches us that if you do it correctly, you would attain something very fast. And so, and we don't carry this bullwhip, but we have what's called the racket. And if we can simulate that somehow, if you can snap the wrist and you can flip the hands and you flip the racket in a way that can simulate the whipping motion, then that is the kind of speed that you can get out of this serve. That's, my friend, that's where 150 mile per hour serve comes from. So all in all, 150 mile per hour serve is made possible from using your legs to drive and leap, the fast moving arms, the live arm, and also the flick of this wrist. If you know how to use that to your advantage, then the 150 mile per hour serve is made possible.